Hello everybody, this is my Yugoslavian SKS. I've had this now for roughly about 2 years. Cleaned it up. This thing was packed. We had some cosmoline, so I spent about a month and a half just cleaning it, redoing it. Everything seems to work. I mean, this thing's been fired a few times since I owned it. Bayonet. It's got the rocket launcher on it. Pretty damn good gun. But basically what I want to do is I am going to convert it to a Tapco kit. I've done this many times, and I know there's a million videos out there, people doing it, but I'm just going to show you how I do it. So hopefully this helps, and hopefully you guys like it. I'll set this right here. Alright, there's a few different ways to disassemble this gun, but basically what I'm going to do is my way. Real simple. This gun is so easy to take apart. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lever right there. You see that? Flip it up. Use your finger or whatever. Okay. Hold this in just a little bit because it is spring loaded. Pull that out. Here's your cover. Here's your spring. Excuse me. Receiver. Bolt. Firing pin. Make sure that thing wiggles in there. If you want to spend the money, you can get a spring loaded one. But I've learned as long as you keep the cosmoline on, keep them clean, they will not always fire. So easy enough. Second thing you want to do is right here's another lever. Now, this lever has two positions. The first position is right there. Okay. That position allows you to take the gas tube off. And then there's your piston. Okay. Easy enough. Now, if you wanted to finish disassembling, there is another piston in here. We don't need to go that far. If you watch any other video, somebody will show you how to disassemble it. But basically move this out the rest of the way, and that piston will come out. Just make sure you hold some pressure on it, otherwise it'll shoot out at you. But all we're doing was putting a Tapco kit on, so we don't need to take it off any further. Alright, I'll loosen your clip. Now right in here, I don't know if you can see it, right in the end of the trigger there is a button. Now I was told back in war days, in order to get that trigger out of there, they used to use a bullet. Take a tip of a bullet and cram it in. Number one rule of thumb, if this thing is not in safety, it will not come out. It like locks that into place. Make sure the safety is on. You can take about anything to push this in. Pops up. There's your trigger. Alright. Now, another thing I've learned is this bayonet will be in the way. Lift it half mass, pull this rod out. This is your cleaning rod for your cleaning kit. Lay the bayonet forward. Try to wiggle. See, my problem is this thing was cleaned up and re-stained and sealed, so the biggest problem I'm having is it's a little tight on there now. So best bet, I can do this. Usually these things will fall right out of there, unfortunately. I don't want that to happen, but there it is. Your Yugoslavian stock. Oh, it might be just me, but when I was cleaning the stock and resurfaced it and everything, I noticed 7 tally marks there. I don't know if you can see them or not. No, probably not too damn shiny, but there's tally marks there. Either he nailed off that many people, or he got lucky at the whorehouse that night. Who the hell knows? Here's your stripped down gun. Pretty simple, pretty basic. Take your Tapco stock, a little spring, make sure that spring's in there. I've already assembled some of this one, so I mean, it's sorry, but There's 2 screws right here, and then this slides in there. You can buy the buttstock separate. This don't come with the kit, and this does not come with the kit either. Only these, and then the trigger. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this here stock, flip the gun back over again. It slides right into place, like right there. See that? Nice fit. Tapco fits really nice. Alright, for the fact that the new kit, I bought a 20 round clip for it. I actually got a few of them. The original SKS, you have to put the clip in before the trigger. Okay, now that we're using a aftermarket clip, the trigger goes in. You take that clip, throw it off the side. A couple little teeth right here. Inside here there's a claw. Make sure them teeth are there. Number one thing, make sure this spring is in place, because that's what ejects this out if for some reason you want to take it apart. It will come out, but it's just nicer having a spring. So you want to put firm pressure on there until you hear a click, which I'm not clicking. Oh, there's my click. There, the trigger is in. Okay. Now, so you don't stab yourself in the eye or something, put this back down. Now, one thing I want to mention with this Tapco kit, I actually got it with the cutout in the bottom for the bayonet. Whether I keep the bayonet on there or not, I don't think I'm going to, but if you want to, the hole's there. So, for now, take your cleaning rod, cram it back up in its hole. Bayonet back down. Now we're back up to this side. Now you can take your original gas tube, your stock gas tube, and like I said, it comes with the new cover. Now what I've learned is right here there's a pin. You have to knock this pin out, and then this cover right here comes off, and then the wood comes out. What I've learned, you bang on that too many times, you crack this. If you want to keep the authenticity of it, leave it alone. Buy another one. Another problem I've come across, you go to put this on, and all it holds it in is where it clips into there, and when this cover and the pin go back in. Now they give you some other goofy pins that go across here and here, which strap it down to this tube. I've never really seen one work very well. They seem to rattle loose. You know, this tube, this thing just bounces around on the tube. It's not a great fit unless you have time to really do a nice job to it. For 60 to 100 bucks, you can buy a brand new tube with it mounted. As you can see, it's quite different on the inside. It's just a way nicer tube, I think. But anyways, you slide your piston down in your tube. Let's give her a little shot of rum oil. Okay. Slide that down in there. Okay, now you remember this pin was at half mass. You put that on there. Oh, another thing I want to mention too is that when you get these, this edge is not filed down, so you have to sit there and file that down until it fits in there. You go too far, it'll rattle. Okay, if you don't do it enough, this pin won't lock down enough for it to stay in place. So it's a matter of just sitting there and fine tooth combing that bitch. So make sure you do a nice job. I've seen a lot of videos where guys complain that this clip pops up and that this gas tube won't stay in place. And then the next problem I always hear people complain about, and I've had these same problems, is it won't eject the bullet all the way. For some reason, the angle of this is not right. And I've heard some people say they had to file there's a little tooth here and there because if you look, there's a gap here but not there. So I may even have to file that down just to fit in there correctly, just so it snaps in place correctly. But one of the problems is when the gases shoot down, this piston shoots back, hits the secondary piston, knocks receiver back and bullet ejects. Well, this thing doesn't go fast enough, is what I've heard, as it hangs up. I shouldn't say I've heard it, I've actually had the same problem, but it hangs up, bullet gets stuck midway. Pull her back, let bullet out, shoot one more time. It'll either fire 2-3 times or it may not fire at all. All I know is this becomes a problem if you don't do it right. Alright. We're going to take our bolt and receiver. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Make sure that thing shakes in there. You hear that? You want to hear that. If it don't shake, don't shoot it. This thing is scary otherwise. Every time I pull this out, I like to give it a little shot of lube anyway, just so she always goes. Now, when I clean the cosmoline off of this thing, what I did is, if you look, there's a little pin right there. It's kind of a bitch to drive that pin out without fucking it up. But I drove that pin out. This comes off. Firing pin slides out. Take a little bit of emery cloth, whatever, clean it up really good, clean out that passageway in there, reassemble it, try not to mess up that pin. This one's been apart, the pin is fine. A lot of people say collect, get a bunch of spares just in case. Either way. Hear it? Shakes. Now there's a little locking system here. As you can see, there's a hook there and a hook there. I hooked the two together. May or may not work the first time. Set your rifle up, and drop all that back in. Woohoo! Yeah, that is not what you want to happen, but it happens. Slide it back in again. Alright, isn't that pretty? Your spring, one end of it's got a rigid end, the other end doesn't. Notice inside this, there's a big long tube. I would say that the flimsy end goes in there just to keep it rigid. So on this end, since it flops around, that's its rigidness. Take your cover. And once again, this pin is an alignment pin, so your best bet is pull up and have it about where it's supposed to be. Because what this pin does, it slides into that hole. And if you look, there's like a little keyway, so it's got to line up perfectly. Set your cover in. Make sure your alignment pin's where it's supposed to be. Just give her a little push. There's a little bit of spring load, not too bad. But as you can see, I slide her in, I lock her down. Okay. Now, last but not least, with the SK kit comes the pistol trigger. Okay. Comes with a bolt, trigger, or a pistol grip. Nice hollow opening. You can mount batteries, whatever. You mount a laser to this thing, you put some batteries in there. You can probably put like a switch on there for your laser or lights, however you want to do it. Just gives you that option. Now you drop that bolt in there. The bolt is a 3/8 head. Okay. Set her down. Just tighten her up. I like to just put a little reef down on it just for my own benefit. Don't break it, don't strip it. Put your cover down. And looky. You have an SKS modernized, really snazzy looking. Stock extends. Pistol grip. Perfect. Now the only other thing I could say to do with these things, if you want to trim some weight off, because they're a pretty heavy gun, they're pretty long. So the next thing I'm probably going to do to this one is probably take the bayonet out. That's pretty simple. There's a screw right there. Now just so anybody's aware that inside this bayonet, which a lot of people don't know, is there's a spring. There's a spring that runs down here and pushes against that. So when you take this screw out, hold this, because otherwise it's going to just shoot out. I've done it like this. You take the screw out, you finally pull it out, and it shoots across. It's not very hard, but you don't want to be in the way if it accidentally stabs you. So you take that screw out, this pops off, the spring pops out, this is separate, and just set it in a box off to the side. Next thing I'm thinking about doing is, there's not a big surplus of rocket launchers or grenade launchers, whatever you want to call it. This is basically where it slid over and there was a snap ring where it locked in. You know, I don't plan on shooting any rockets anytime soon or any grenade launchers, so I'm probably going to see if I can find a new muzzle end for it. I want to pull the snap ring off if feasible, and then part of the sights, there's no sense in using that. I'm not shooting any launchers or rockets anytime soon. But for now, this is a completed SKS with a Tapco kit. Sorry I don't have the clip on me, it's up in my safe right now, but you put the gun clip in there, you know, and I think you can get 5, 10 rounds, 20 rounds, 30 rounds, 100 rounds, whatever Tapco offers. They're plastic clips, but you know, they do the trick. I guess just don't leave them fully loaded and sitting around. Otherwise the spring will go shot them after a while. But basically there it is. My version of converting, my easy version of converting your SKS to a Tapco kit. It's so damn easy, anybody can do it, even me. So there you go. I hope I helped you some, and you know, who knows, we'll talk again, man. I'll pull some more guns out, we'll do some more gun fitting. You guys want to leave comments, please do, and if you could, please subscribe. I'm trying to get more viewers and I want people to see what I do. So thanks a lot, and you have a good one.